Well, good morning. I'll just give you a look at me without my glasses on. It's actually a beautiful day in between a whole lot of rain that we've had. And just left Meningi and bought myself a coffee as usual. It's the 10th of July 2017 and I'm on my way down to Kingston as usual when I do these video diaries. Usually when I go down to Kingston, I have lots of work to do and things. This time, the only thing I really want to try is to set up a water catchment system. I don't know if you remember, if you look back at my previous blog on this trip, I tried and failed to set up a water catchment system, which would mean that I no longer have to lug water down every time I go. And I think I hurt my back carrying big boxes of water last time. And before I started this vlog, while I was driving from Adelaide, I'm halfway from Adelaide by the way, so I left Adelaide at about 20 past 11 this morning, it being a Monday. And so Meningi is halfway, 150 k's from Adelaide. And so it struck me that while I was thinking about doing this video, that I'm really missing the opportunity to do a sort of a video diary of the plants and things that I observe down on the block. So if you'll forgive, I'm going to include some information about the plants and the natural phenomena that I see on each trip, so that one day I might be able to look back and say, oh, that happened then, or that's when that flowers, and so on. Otherwise, I'm heading down there. I'll be down there for today being Monday. I'll be down there for Tuesday and then going home back home again on Wednesday. We've had a big break in the weather in Adelaide. We had a very dry June, and July has broken, the weather's broken, and it's been raining, quite nice heavy rains. But I looked at the weather forecast, and Tuesday and Wednesday we're going to be fine, so I took the opportunity of coming down here in midwinter. It's going to be nice and chilly tonight in the caravan. Anyway, I'll see you when I get down there. Bye for now. It's 4:32 on the afternoon of the 10th, and I've been all around, and I've just arrived and opened up the caravan and all that sort of thing. And behind me here's the Bob and Inez bench, and it's clear, but it's chilly, and you can see, they can hear the sea, and you can see the sun setting over in the west there with a bright light. So that's the sort of day it's been. Cloudy but no rain. Apparently it rained in Kingston earlier. So I've just set up, I'm not gonna do anything today. I'll just retire and set myself up in the caravan. We bought a new gas bottle, and we've got a cooktop and a toaster and a little kettle, so I don't need to put the generator on now every time I want to boil a kettle for tea. Here's an example of the wattle bushes that dominate. It's Acacia sophori, and all the pods are finished now. You can see here they've all popped and dropped their seeds, and most of them will be eaten by ants or little mice and stuff like that, so you don't get a forest of them growing. And over here is an old friend from South Africa. It's a boxthorn. Just love the mosses, different kinds of moss. You can see two kinds of moss there, maybe even three. Beautiful moss growing in under the dead plant. And this is a creeper. It's clematis, belongs to the group clematis, and you can see it's just getting buds. It gets pretty little white flowers on it, so it's covered in buds, and that should be out in a couple of weeks' wattle plant, so they'll be out, little yellow flowers, in a month or so. This is that daisy bush Olearia, full of new shoots. You can see the new shoots here, the silvery new shoots compared to the old vegetation. And it's beautiful in the moonlight last night. All of these silver shoots were shining. Driveway, and when we first had it put down, it's rocks, because this place is sand, so you couldn't have driven your car in here, you would have got stuck in the sand. So we had a rock put down, sort of a driveway, and they got the gravel from an old railway embankment and was full of seeds of weeds. So we've struggled over the years to keep the weeds down. Now it's just a carpet of tiny weeds, but also moss. So it's very, it's kind of a specimen of an African box thorn. Remember I showed you the one that was dying near the caravan, and this gives you a much better idea of the thorniness of the bush. It's hell to cut this bush out because of these thorns. The birds spread it. It gets little red berries on it in the summertime, and the birds eat the berries and poop the seeds all over the place. But it doesn't spread too badly, although I must say there's another one just over there. So there are two in this area, but as I said yesterday, it's great for small animals to hide away from foxes and things, because the foxes can't go in here. South Africa would recognize fagies, which is called pig face here, Carpa brotus. But I'm not sure if it's the same species, but it's very similar. So when we bought this property, this whole area was just bare sand, and the weed control people used to drive in with their boom sprayers and just drive along spraying different weedy plants, and all they did was kill more and more vegetation every year until it was just sand. So I'll show you what we did, and this is what it looks like now. Come back very nicely. This was our first thing that we did to revegetate this area. We naively built a little enclosure here with a wire fence around it to keep the kangaroos and the rabbits out, naively. And then we planted some of those wattles, and I moved a lot of this isolepis, this rush here, into there. But then if we just left it, you can see how, I'm looking back towards the road now, you can see how it's filled in. In fact, things have grown and died in that time. And then over there you can see little plastic protectors for the plants that we planted. Some of those the plants didn't actually take, the plants died, and I must pick these up, but there's one there with a bit of plastic, and if you look around you can see lots of them. But it's beautiful actually. It's come back beautifully, even here with this exocarpus here, and I'm very pleased to see quite a few exocarpus coming up. This thing here, no flowers or anything on there, but it's filled out magnificently, and just an illustration of if you treat things. These are the weeds they were spraying here. These things here, it's called false caper, this thing here, and they were just coming in and spraying everything. And if you look along the edge there, you can see the dead trees that were the result of their spraying. The sprays drifted onto the stuff on the side of the dune and killed them as well. Another very pleasing sign is this thing. It's a ground cover that there. Believe it or not, it belongs to the myrtle family, so it's related to eucalypts. It's Kunzia pomifera, and it's a native bush food. It's called muntries, and gets little flowers and then the little berries on it that taste like apples. So it's very prolific around here. I'll show you some more stands. This is a small patch of it here, and no sign of any buds or anything on it this time. I'm not sure. This will flower later, maybe in spring or early summer. The buds on this leucopogon are a little bit further advanced. They're beautiful when they come out and flower, because thousands of tiny white flowers, very beautiful. And then of course lots of insects around, but the insect, we're talking July, August, these things start to flower, and into September. Here you can see among the moss you get these Drosera, the sundew. These are little ones, but they'll get bigger, and they're insectivorous. They've got sticky hairs on their leaves, so and they catch insects. We discovered that this boundary fence, this is the old boundary fence here, was in the wrong position, so we had our boundary resurveyed, and we've actually installed that fence there just to sort of discourage dogs and things from coming in here. It's Tuesday the 11th of July 2017, and I'm up on the observation deck here. It's now 10:15, and I'm just trying to walk around. As I said, I was going to do a bit of documenting of the budding and fruiting and so on of the different plants for my sort of video diary. It's, as you can see, it's clear, there's clouds in the distance and it's a fairly clear, cool breeze. And I'm hoping that the breeze will dry everything out because it was heavy rain overnight. And I'm hoping that the breeze will dry things out because I want to try and erect my water catchment tarpaulin over here. So I'll show you as I go. I've just put a new cover on the Bob and Ine's bench. This top bit here is UV stable PVC and much thicker and weather resistant. Underneath there I've just left the old motorcycle cover, which they only last a few months and then they get very tattered. But so Bob and Ine's are, some of their ashes are underneath this bench down here, buried in front here, and this is the view that they have. And I think they would have loved it. They loved the sea. And this is the view that they have now. And often come here and just sit and think of them. Here I am on the stairs to the platform, and I've rigged up this plastic sheet. The idea is that it will catch the rain and funnel it down into that barrel there, which is connected to the one on the ground next to the shower. I'm not really confident that this is going to work. I think with the first strong wind, it's all just going to blow away. But so there it is there, you see. I don't know if you can see that. So it's suspended from those two corners there, and then some sort of a valley with the sun shining very brightly off it, down to there. Right at the northern extent of our property. And this is the fence we put in. And then I'm looking south. The caravan's about 3/4 of a kilometre down back along the coast. That's where the fence ends on the seaside. Down there, the last pole of the fence. And this would be the northeastern corner of our property. There's the farmers next door. He runs sheep there. And I'm standing on our northern neighbour's property here. And this is our fence we had put in, which runs down there. That's our place. On that side is our place to the natural bush, well, mostly. And you can see on this side where the farmer has his sheep and whatnot, these are just weeds. Just weeds, and they go right up to my boundary, so I've got no chance of controlling weeds. I'm kind of disappointed because I've just walked all along this eastern fence of ours here, and you can see that it's be fairly easy for sheep and things to get underneath there. And so I was of the impression that we had this pig netting all the way around our place. But it stops here. It was supposed to stop the neighbours' dogs coming into our house. So we're quite close to our front gate, which is down there, where that white road strip ends. And in fact, this used all to have been a road. Where I'm standing now along the fence, this was all a road here. But now it's absolutely covered in weeds, and there's no fence on that side there. Well, it's Tuesday, the 11th of July. And it's just after 4 o'clock. I've had a sort of a bitty day. It's been beautiful weather. I'm up on, as you can see, I'm up on the deck. I've decided that I want to take time to smell the roses, so I'm going to do a bit of bird watching now. I've got my bird book and the binoculars, and I've got a cup of tea. And I'm just going to do a bit of bird watching for an hour or so, and perhaps recapture a nice memory I've had here. But in terms of the water catchment system that I showed you earlier, I've had a rethink. It's just going to blow away, and the winds are really strong here. It's just going to blow away, so it's a waste of time really. What I'll do is I'll organize a large funnel shaped thing to capture water. That's already half full, and that's just from water falling on the top. So what I'll do is I'll arrange a water funnel, more secure thing on top of that, and give that idea up. And so what I've now done is I've used the plastic that would have been for the catchment thing. I've used it for just to protect the deck while we're not here, because it takes a heck of a beating from the sun and the rain. So that'll just be a bit of extra protection for the decking while we're away. It was an offcut from a piece that I had cut to, what did I have it done for? I think I had it done for the vehicle. Anyway, it was an offcut that I bought from him for 20 bucks, so it wasn't expensive. So what I'll do now is, you know, because it's winter time, the sun will be down by 6 o'clock, it'll be dark. And so then I'm sort of confined to the caravan, and reading and listening to the radio and writing notes and things like that. So, and tomorrow I'll have a slow start, get up, do a few bits and pieces and get on the road and go back to Adelaide. So it's been a useful day. I've sprayed all the weeds. I've walked all the way around the perimeter of this our property and had a look at the fences. Took a few photographs of various things which you'll see, and so it's been a productive day, but just a bit frustrating because I didn't get that done. And as you can see, my table that I've rigged up here is a bit wonky as well, so I might have to rethink that too. So yeah, you win some and you lose some. Well, good morning. It's 11:15 on Wednesday the 12th of July, and I've just finished up and I'm going to fill up with petrol in Kingston and then on my way back home to Adelaide. Achieved some things, but it was a bit cold and a bit wet, middle of winter, you know, but very beautiful, as you will see from all the pictures of the plants and things. The highlight of this trip, seeing a grey goshawk. I've never seen a goshawk in Australia before, and just over in the bush I saw a grey goshawk, so that was, I don't know, might sound a bit nerdy, but very exciting. Until next time. Morning. It's 12:52 on Wednesday the 12th. Wednesday the 12th of July 2017. I'm here with Harry Vidal. Harry's originally Maltese, and he's doing these epic trips in his caravan, his gypsy caravan. Where are you going today, Harry?
Today I'm staying here, but I'll be leaving tomorrow morning and I'm off on the way to Kingston.
Are you off to Kingston?
And it's going to take me about 3 days to get there.
Okay.
25, I have to do 27 k's a day to get there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so you can see, stay where you are, Harry, and so you can see Harry's outfit here. Gypsy caravan,
Yeah.
rigs, and of course, what's your dog's name?
Risha.
What, Risha?
Risha, it's a feather Riesling.
Ah, Maltese dog. And could we kind of have a look at your
you
horses as well? So these are the boys. This is the twin-cylinder engine belonging to Harry.
Yeah, he's got
Are they both geldings? Are they?
yeah.
Beautiful
2
things.
horsepowers.
2 horsepower. Beautiful things. Hey, you big guy. How's it going?
That's George.
And who
George
are you?
And Henry.
Henry. There you go, Henry. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be in touch, Harry. It's good to meet you, mate. Have a safe trip.